Breaking right now on WUSA 9 News at 11. We're getting some brand new election results from Virginia. As we come on the air, I'm Leslie Foster.
I'm Lorenzo Hall. All eyes are on the Commonwealth at this hour. Every seat in the General Assembly is up for grabs.
It is a big deal because coming into tonight, Republicans had a very slim majority in the Virginia House of Delegates. It is a similar story for Democrats in the state Senate. And so what happens tonight will shape the future of Virginia over the next 2 years and the legislation that gets passed. These results will also give us a better idea of how voters are feeling heading into next year's presidential election.
Yeah, so right now you can see the most up-to-date results scrolling right there at the bottom of your screen. And over the course of the next 30 minutes, we'll have live team coverage on the big races we are watching tonight, context on the results coming in, and you're going to hear what Governor Glenn Youngkin has to say.
But first, let's bring you up to speed on the big races that could change the balance of power in Virginia, starting with the state Senate seat in the 31st District, covering Loudoun County and part of Fauquier County. The Associated Press has called this race for Democrat Russet Perry over her GOP challenger, Juan Pablo Segura. We just talked to Katie Lusso. She talked to Russet Perry. We're going to get to her in just a bit. But first, the Senate seat in Virginia's 30th District. The AP has called this race for Danica Roem over Republican Bill Wolf. Now, she's been a delegate from this area, and now she'll be a state senator. This is one of those recently redrawn districts we've been telling you about that covers parts of Prince William County. We are also watching the state Senate results in Virginia's 27th District. That's where Republican delegate Tara Durant is up against Democrat Joel Griffin. And you can see the results there. Tara Durant right now with 48.8% of the vote, Joel Griffin with 46.6% of the vote. Monica Gary coming in at 4.6%. She's running as an independent.
Yeah, and now to the House of Delegates race in the 21st District, another newly drawn district in Prince William County, northwest of Manassas. And this right here is a matchup between Democrat Josh Thomas and Republican John Stirrup. And you can see right here, Thomas leading with nearly 52% of the votes. Just south of Manassas, another new district, Virginia's 22nd. Democrat Travis Nemhart is up against Republican Ian Lovejoy for a delegate seat right there. You can see with nearly 53% of the votes for Lovejoy. And the House delegate race in Virginia's 65th District, covering Fredericksburg and part of Stafford. The two candidates, Republican Lee Peters, a captain with the Stafford Sheriff's Office, and Democrat Joshua Cole, a former delegate. And you can see again right here, Cole leading with 52.8% of the votes.
All right, let's get to the state Senate race in Virginia's 31st District. As we just mentioned, the Associated Press is calling this race for Democrat Russet Perry over Republican Juan Pablo Segura. We're going to get to her campaign in just a moment.
Yeah, but our Rafael Sanchez-Cruz is live in Ashburn tonight covering Republican Juan Pablo Segura's campaign. And doesn't seem like a big celebration there tonight, Rafa.
Not at all. We're just a 2-minute drive from the Belmont Country Club where Juan Pablo Segura held his campaign event tonight. You might be wondering why we're here and not at the actual event. Well, about an hour ago, his campaign told us he was heading home for the night and he was not issuing any remarks. He never took the stage. We are told, however, he will be issuing a statement at some point tonight, but still no word on when that might be and whether it will be a statement to concede this contentious and expensive race. Now, data from the nonpartisan Virginia Public Access Project shows that Segura spent, well, he raised over $5 million in the state Senate race and spent nearly $2.9 million just in political ads. News crews were actually never able to see Segura tonight. We were told he arrived to the Belmont Country Club after 7 alongside his wife, but they were held inside the facility as news crews waited outside where a stage was set up. We were ushered through the event for about 10 minutes. We were told that we might be able to see him, but we're never to actually see Segura. We did see other Republican candidates running for the Loudoun County School Board and a lot of Governor Glenn Youngkin supporters. Now, actually, last night, I was able to talk to Segura, who told me he was proud about the campaign he ran because he issued a statement of unifying the Commonwealth, and he stood by that message. We're still waiting to see if he's going to echo that sentiment and that statement that should be coming anytime soon. Of course, we'll stay on top of this. I'm live in Ashburn, Virginia. Rafael Sanchez Cruz, WUSA 9.
Yeah, a lot of folks want to know what he has to say, especially his supporters who have been there with him through this campaign.
And this was one of the most expensive races in the Commonwealth, so a lot of people want to hear from him for sure. All right, let's bring in our Katie Lusso now. She is live in Loudoun County, right?
Yeah, with reaction now from Perry's campaign. Katie.
Yeah, and it's a full-on victory celebration here at Stone Tower Winery in Leesburg. Russet Perry arriving just in the last 90 minutes to cheers from the crowd, chanting her name, all excited for this win. And just in the last 30 minutes, the AP officially calling her as the winner.
Incredible to have this kind of support. It's incredible to have these people out who are here on a school night to be excited, to watch, to wait, to see what SC 31 was going to decide.
And tonight, the voters deciding on Russet Perry, a former CIA officer and Loudoun County prosecutor. Senator Barbara Favola handing over the reins.
You are now the senator.
What's going to be your first move?
You know, if we hold the Senate majority of that blue brick wall, I'm going to try to, amend the Constitution of Virginia, right? Put forward a bill to enshrine the right to choose here in Virginia.
The right to abortion access, something high up on her list. Your big pushes was for women to have the right to choose. What is your message to women tonight, to anyone out there tonight who was hoping you would win?
Yeah, my message to them is I hear you, I see you, I'm here to fight for you. I will be here to fight for you every day that I have the privilege to serve in office.
And when it comes to parental rights,
I'm a parent of 2 public school kids. I think that parents should absolutely be involved. I think parents matter, and I think they should be able to come in and advocate for their kids. I certainly have done that. I just think as it relates to our educational system, I've heard from teachers too, that they want to be heard and listened to. I think it's a shortcoming for politicians. I think it's a shortcoming for a lot of people. So my position on it is I intend to sit down and listen to people and listen to their concerns and listen to their hurts and where they feel like they've been left behind.
and she told me tonight she is excited to get to work and to get moving on those decisions. The celebration is starting to die down here, but I can tell you she definitely has a smile on her face as she's making her way around the room. In Leesburg, I'm Katie Lusso, WUSA 9.
Plenty of wine there too, under this type of
Yeah,
campaign.
absolutely. And of course, this campaign in particular was seen as one of those that could make a difference in which party is going to be the majority. So this is a significant win here, and we'll see what else is happening as these results continue to come in. We're going to bring in our Matthew Torres right now, who spent the day with Governor Youngkin, who's been really traversing the state, trying to convince Virginians to give his party control in Richmond.
Yeah, dozens and dozens of stops over the last couple of days. Our Matthew Torres is live outside of the state capitol tonight with more on what the governor is saying. Matthew.
So behind me, it's what's at stake in this election. Who takes control of the Virginia General Assembly? Now, I was just at a watch party outside of Richmond where one of the Republican candidates, Governor Glenn Youngkin supported, just gave her concession speech. Still unclear if we're going to hear from Youngkin tonight. His team has been tight-lipped on where in Richmond he's been watching the results. But prior to today, for months, we have been watching Youngkin push hard, trying to gain more support for the GOP, including making about 100 campaign stops. That includes today, where Youngkin started in Loudoun County, greeting supporters at polling locations. By fighting to flip the Senate and maintaining control of the House, it wouldn't only be a reflection on him as a Republican governor in a state that's leaned purple according to polls, but a chance to push for legislation stalled by Democrats in the past. That includes issues on education and the controversial 15-week abortion ban with few exceptions. Earlier this evening, I asked Youngkin if they fail to gain control, how he can move forward working with Democrats.
There's always a place for common sense, and we've been able to get things done. But I firmly believe that Virginians are ready to come together around a path forward. And of course, what we've seen from the progressive Democrats is no vision for the future. All they have done is try to scare people. They've tried to incite fear as opposed to paint a vision going forward.
And in contrast, Youngkin called Republicans the party of hope. That Republican candidate of Senate District 16, Siobhan Dunavant, who we saw concede tonight, says she believes the district being newly redrawn played a factor in her results, saying that tomorrow is a time to analyze and reassess if this election as a whole favored Democrats more. We're live at the Virginia State Capitol in Richmond tonight. I'm Matthew Torres, WUSA 9.
Yeah, we certainly don't know that answer tonight.
Right.
We'll have to see that with the light of day.
Yeah.
Perhaps that answer will emerge.